Rock and Roll Trucker.
This is the Rock and Roll Trucker. We're knocking out miles, we're eating good, we're rocking and rolling and having a good time. Come along for a ride. Let's see where we can go today.
Good day, good late morning. Yeah, I stopped so late last night that one day I took my 10 and didn't get up until after 9 o'clock this morning, and I made a beeline straight for a shower. I earned that shower. I wanted that shower. I don't like being nasty, and neither should you. So we're so fresh and so clean, smelling good, feeling good. We're knocking out the last 52 miles of this drive to get over here to this delivery. My appointment is technically at noon, and it looks like I should be there about a half an hour early. And then we'll make our way to Pooler, Georgia to get our next load and boogie on over to way over on the other side of Florida. We got a long day ahead of us. Yeah, we're going to put in a full day today. Full day. We're supposed to be over there to that other delivery early in the AM, so we're going to try and get there and get lined up tonight. Yeah, hopefully our hours hold out that well. So we're going to put our foot in it a little bit. Drive, make haste. Yes. How are y'all doing today? Is that good? I didn't hear you say anything. I'm hoping that means you're doing good. Yeah. Hope you're having a good morning. If you're I just said yeah, like I'm sounding like any wrestling fans out there. Been watching LA Knight videos, and I've got yeah stuck in my head from the wrestling. Yeah. My grown adult man-child syndrome comes out whenever it comes to pro wrestling, WWE and AEW and whatnot. I'm a bit of a grown child with that stuff. Yeah, it's a good time though. Yeah, we're headed over into Charleston, like in Charleston, not like on the outskirts, like over not far from the water over there. I don't really even know what this is we've got on here. All I know is it's 13,000 pounds, and I wish we could get a lot more loads like that instead of this heavy stuff I'm going to be picking up afterwards. But yeah, we're rolling good this morning. We got us a little food in our belly. We I was in a hurry, being lazy, stepped into McDonald's there, grabbed me a sausage McMuffin meal. The little machine, I did the self-order kiosk thing because they only ever put one person at the counter anymore, and it's getting they're forcing people to use these kiosks now by just not offering any good service at the counter. It's like you can either not go or use that thing, and pretty soon I'm going to just not go because they also, a lot of these new revised, remodeled McDonald's have started removing their drink stations from the lobby, and you can't go self-serve and refill your drinks anymore. And that bugs me. Yeah, but the ticket machine spit out ticket number 666 to me today. I'm dressed in all black. I got black shoes, black socks, black shorts, black t-shirt, black hat on, and I guess it's kind of fitting for me, but people are so scared of numbers. They're scared of that number. I went up to the counter, and the lady handed me out. She said, "Here you go, honey." So I wasn't going to call it out. She was sweet as could be, but she wasn't going to say that number now. She was not going to say that number. It's funny. I probably look like I am deserving of that number this morning, and I'll walk that image. I don't care. Oh, me. I don't know. Some people are scared of numbers. I don't know. I guess we're all superstitious to numbers at some point. That one just doesn't really concern me that much. Yet I do get weird. I'll see positive things in numbers. It's like I've got a certain set of numbers that have followed me through my whole entire life ever since I was a little kid, and they show up all the time no matter what. And I guess people are just what do you call it? I'll think of the word here in a minute. I can't think of it. Whatever. Some people see things in numbers in different ways. Some people see bad stuff in numbers. Some people see good stuff. I try to see better stuff in numbers. Superstitious. People are superstitious about numbers in different ways. Man, 43 years old, and I'm brain farted on like one of the most well-known words we've got. What is wrong with me this morning? It's that McDonald's food getting in my head. It's bad for you, I tell you. oh, I gotta quit eating that mess. I'm trying to not eat it as much here lately. Yeah, it's just so it's traditionally always been quick, cheap, and easy, but it's getting less quick, way less cheap, and way less easy. So my McDonald's visits are starting to get more few and far between, and I'm a sucker for it every now and again. I mean, I'm a 80s and 90s. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in '79, so my real childhood heyday was in the 80s, and McDonald's was just part of culture back then. It's like it's a very nostalgic place to go, but it's hardly a shell of what it used to be. You can't hardly even recognize it anymore. Looks nothing like it used to. Prices are nothing like it used to. Like it just service is nothing like it used to be. I don't need to be eating that mess anyways, and I do. Yeah. Oh, look at that big old Kenworth just went by going the other direction with a big one of those life goals. Wouldn't that be my final truck ever? Super sleepers on the back. Another fine looking mobile, I tell you. Man, wouldn't need an apartment if he had one of those. He could just take his lady and his dog out on the road, and we could just live wherever we wanted to, anytime we wanted to. Yeah, sweet ride. Set up basically like an RV. I dig it. Now, enough rambling for me. You don't want to hear any more about McDonald's, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I'm going to knock this I'm down to 46 miles. We're going to knock this out, get where we're going, get this load off, and we'll talk about what we're doing next. Y'all be good until I get back. Hello, y'all. We're pulling out of this delivery. We got here. It was a little bit of a confusing place to get to, figure out what we were doing, where we were going. There's just it's like almost like a port type place, like an inland port or something. It's a foreign trade zone, and there's different sets of docks and about 50 different businesses out here all over the place. And I had a hard time finding the proper dock. Then I found the security guard I needed. He pointed me to the dock that was on my paperwork, and I went in there and stood inside for about 15 minutes ringing a bell with no luck. Finally, somebody said, "You got to go over there to this next door." So I went over to the next door, got in there. They had no idea what I was talking about, and they were like, "Well, you got to go over here to this building over here." Got into that building, and they got me in the door and got me unloaded in about 20 minutes. So we've done worse. That ended up working out all right. And now we're about to boogie it to Savannah. Technically speaking, Pooler, Georgia, but you address like they say Savannah, but it's like the paperwork will say Savannah, but the load plan will say, Savannah. The paperwork will say Pooler. The maps will say Pooler. It's all right there together. You never know. Let me check out here real quick. I got to talk to this fella here. Y'all hang with me just a moment. I don't know if we got to check out here or not. Never done this before. Never been here. We're learning together. I don't know if they're going to want to look in the trailer or what.
Got it.
Yeah, we're empty. We good? All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good afternoon. All right. And it's that simple. He says, "You good to go?" I say, "Yes, sir." Onward we march towards Savannah/Pooler to get a very heavy load. And this one will be very heavy. So what are y'all doing today? Y'all having a good lunch? Y'all had lunch yet? You taking the day off? Where y'all at? What you doing? We went to, I'd like to go back and hang out at Savannah for a while. I guess I didn't really ever hang out in Savannah. Aaron and I went a couple years back, maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Can't remember exactly when. We went to, we just took a random short notice, just spur of the moment weekend overnight trip to Tybee Island. And that was the first time either one of us had ever been there, and it was enough to wet both of our whistles there into wanting to go back. We want to go hang out and completely explore Savannah and actually stay out on Tybee Island. We'd like to get the whole family piled up together, all the kids, and go get an Airbnb or something. I'd like to go during the turtle hatching season there, when the sea turtles are hatching. I think that'd be neat to see. And yeah, we went and did that. Where we're in Charleston now. We were right in this general vicinity way earlier in the year when I went and did a few shows with, did a little 3-day run with band Scattered Hamlet. And I believe one of the dates was here in Charleston. I can't remember. It was right close in this part of South Carolina, in this area. And I did play Charleston with my former longtime band. We did a run of shows with the fantastic old school rock and rollers Junkyard, and I'm pretty sure that was over here in Charleston. We played a little punk rock bar that was a really good time. That whole run was a good time. All the music stuff for the most part was a good time, and I wish I could get my toes back in it. I do have a little bit of musical connection over here. I've played in this general vicinity, in this general area. Did South Carolina. Played inland South Carolina, you know, way back closer to Georgia, and at a place regularly, and a couple of places around there. Then we played Myrtle Beach once. We played at the Suck Bang Glow, the biggest biker bar in America, there once. That was pretty cool. A little bit of history with the musical stuff over here in South Carolina. Yeah, here we're going over the marshland here. I don't know, is this a river channel? Is this what is this? Is this the bay? I don't know. I assume this connects to the ocean there somewhere. Or if this is, maybe this is just river marsh. I don't know without looking at the map what this connects to. All I know is it's water. And there's a bunch of swampy marsh there that looks really, really, really cool to look at. And I bet there's no telling what manner of creatures are perusing out through there. All kinds of interesting things, I bet. I don't know if we want to fall in that water. I'd like to go cruise through it in an airboat, though. I think that'd be pretty cool. I've still never got to do that in my life, and it looks fun as can be. Y'all ever done that? You ever been on an airboat? I've never been on one. I want to do that. Well, it's probably not going to be the most exciting ride here. Just want to pop in and give y'all a little update about where we stand. We're going to go boogie over to Savannah and see if this is indeed legitimately going to be a drop and hook. Supposed to be preloaded. Supposed to be. I've been burned on that before. Let's see what happens when we get there. I'm going to let y'all know. Hang out until I get there and we'll talk again. Oh, folks, here we are. Riding down the road, as you can see. We got to where we had to be there in Savannah/Pooler. It was indeed a drop and hook. Man, it was hot out there. It had been cool on the way yesterday, and last night is a little cooler. Boy, that humidity there in Savannah was out to whoop on people's heads. Man, oh man, was that warm. Now we got it done. We're rolling along. I think we've got just enough hours to get to the receiver for tomorrow and camp out at their gate. We'll see. From what I understand, what another driver told me yesterday, this place, people will generally show up and get in line. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to bother trying to go find a truck stop and figure out all that. I need to shut down there and take my break there. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I'm tired. I haven't had anything to eat since earlier this morning, and I'm tired. Went to bed late last night on account of getting stopped late, and then found a Pilot, and the Pilot was full, but the street that the Pilot was on had a big wide shoulder on it that a lot of people were parking on. And I pulled off to one of those, directly across the street, probably 50 yards from the front door of the Pilot there. And I got to sleep, and I guess it's probably an hour and a half or so after I fell asleep. I startled and woke up and heard somebody knock on my door. Not like a real heavy bang bang, police are here, get up knock, but just a casual knock on the door. And it startled me, and I jumped up and threw the light on, and I'm sure, whoever was out there probably was like, oh crap, we woke somebody up. They're going to be irritated. And they didn't knock again. I thought I might have been getting run off from that parking space or something, but I didn't get run off again. And I kind of peeked out the window, out the curtain and in the mirrors and everything, and didn't see anybody. And all I can figure is it must have been one of the few and far between rare instances of working girls out here these days. You don't see or run across that out here as much as you did years ago, especially when I first started. And that generally, the way they knock generally kind of seem to go with the MO of the way they will do that at the truck stops. But usually in my experiences when I dealt with, when I have run across it in the past, they'll, for the most part, they'll just kind of give it a light little knock on the door, and if you don't answer the door, they'll just kind of go away for the most part, unless they're just hopped up on something and feeling aggressive. I never really had to deal with that. But yeah, whoever it was, they went away. I never was. I fell back asleep, but I woke up 2 or 3 more times. I just wasn't able to go back to sleep good. So it's kind of got me feeling a little tired. If that was whoever you are out there that knocked on the door, I wish you wouldn't do that. Wish you hadn't done that, because it has thrown me off kilter today. Try not to do that no more. Yeah, I understand you're trying to make your living too, and I appreciate you not banging on the door like you're a big bad wolf or something like that, and being aggressive about it, but I kind of wish you hadn't have done it at all. Yeah. Tired now. Blaming you. Yeah, I haven't run into that quite some time. It's been a long time since I've had that happen. Don't really miss that happening. Don't knock on the door when I'm trying to sleep. Just don't touch my truck at all. Yeah, how about that? Don't touch it. Don't let anybody touching my truck. I had somebody, when I very first started, there was this old TA down outside of Atlanta. It was technically still kind of in the suburban confines of Atlanta. I think it was Conley, I think. There was an old TA. Some of you older drivers might remember it. They closed it up and tore it down not too terribly long after I started driving. It was there for maybe a year or two after I started driving, but it ain't been there in years. Anybody that started driving even in the last decade, they're not going to know about that old TA, but it was the pits, man. It was dirty, grimy. Any kind of trouble you could think of was going on. Like the pimps would just blatantly just drive around the lot with cars full of girls. There's deals going down in the parking lot. Just not a good scene at that place. And I was real early on, still with my first company, I believe. And I had a pickup. There was a FedEx place. It was FedEx, or it was one of the LTL carriers. I'm pretty sure it was FedEx. Had a terminal right there, like basically on the same street, a block or two away. And I had to pick up there. And I had anywhere else to go. And I've been there once or twice, and I knew it was not the greatest place, but I didn't really have any other choice. It was like a midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning pickup or something like that, So my choices were few and far between. I had to get there during the day and sleep, And I was laying there, and apparently I forgot to lock my doors. I'm laying back there taking a nap in the sleeper, just killing some time. Didn't even have the sleeper curtain pulled or anything like that, but I'm laying down. You can't see me through the windows or anything like that. And all of a sudden, my door just flings open, and somebody, like, half their body comes up in the cab, sticks their head in there, and they see me laying there, and I popped back up real quick and was like, what the fuck? And they were like, oh, sorry, wrong truck. And I was like, yeah, wrong truck. They were getting ready to rifle through my truck, and they didn't think I was in there, and they got lucky and the door wasn't locked, and they were able to pop it open. They thought they had a freebie there, and they jumped down off before I could even get through the out of the sleeper into the cab there. They jumped down and were slammed the door and were gone, never to be seen again. But just accidentally, absentmindedly didn't lock the doors that time, and that was the last time I forgot to lock the doors when I was at a truck stop. And crazy things happen at truck stops, especially those bad inner city ones like that. And that was a rough place, man. It was rough. That was one of the rougher truck stops that I've been to still to this day. After 18 and a half years, you know, having a CDL. It was just, you just truly didn't know what in the world was going to go on there. It wasn't a place for decent human beings. And it, very understandably so, ended up going out of business and getting run out of town there. And it's a shame because it was in a location in a town that needed some more truck parking. It was, yeah, it was wild. You could turn your CB radio on there, and there was like a nightclub like half a block away, and they would let trucks park there too. I never did, but they would always get on that, on the CB, and they'd be advertising. You know, you'd come in there, it was like a $5 cover charge to get in, and you know that came with like one beer. You know they never, you know, we got all the girls hanging out in here tonight. $5 to come in, we'll get you a beer. It was one of them just crazy. The truck stop was bad enough, and this old nightclub, it didn't have no, you know, no windows, real shady looking place, and you never heard anything about anything good happening in that place. I never went in there, but that was just a rough part of town. That was a rough part of town at the time. And, yeah, that was the only bit of trouble I ever personally had there, but it was just always something waiting to happen. But, yeah, that truck stop is long ago gone now. Just a distant memory of my very, very, very early first days in trucking. Most people don't even know what I'm talking about when I bring it up anymore, unless they've been around for a pretty good long time. And even then, you know, older drivers, it'll take them a minute to remember it. And they'll, oh yeah, I do remember that place. Yeah, it's just long ago forgotten truck stop, and it's a shame they didn't rebuild and try and clean up around there or something, because Atlanta really does need, you know, more places to park like that. But just, what can you do? You can't make people act right. You know? And not that, you know, TA, that was before Petro, that was before TA and Petro merged together too. TA was in the middle. That was a real, they were not taking real good care of their stuff at the time there either. They're getting a little better, but they're still just letting a lot of their places go. And that one, they had just, it's like they'd just given up. They were like, the hell with it, we're not even going to try. We'll ride it out until something bad happens and we go out of business. And I don't know if anything ever bad happened, but they did go under it's just a ghost of a place now. But a very memorable place for me when I was first starting. I was down there all the time in Atlanta. Unfortunately, that place, I can't get away from Atlanta no matter what I do, all the way from the very start. But I used to have to pick up at that FedEx, you know, fairly regularly, and I'd always have to end up pretty much there. So that's a very, very memorable early on place for me when I first started driving there. Yeah, well, I got a lot of driving to do, so y'all got a long ride to go with me. I'm gonna get on off of here, rest my voice, talk to the lady for a bit, I guess, and we'll see y'all on down the road here a little ways. We're about 38 miles from the state of Florida, I do believe, so next time I talk to you, we'll be in a different state. Y'all be good till I get back. What's up, y'all? Not much to say here at the moment. It's just I just came through a massive, hard killer rainstorm back here. We've popped out the other side into the most beautiful golden evening sky. The sun is just, I mean, it's intensely shining right in my face and just on its way down, setting. And I don't know, I don't think the camera can quite pick it up and do it justice with having to keep the windshield wipers, but there's a layer of gray up there, and then just past that gray, it's just glowing, just golden. The sun is just reflecting off of everything, all of the moisture in the air, all of the clouds. Oh man, I wish that picked up better on the camera there, because it's just gorgeous. I just, you know, didn't really pop on to talk to you, you know, not to really say much. I just want, you know, when I see something, look, oh, you see how that sun's just shining bright in the camera there. It's just, that is one of the most intensely bright exhibits of the sun I've seen in a long time, and it's just like a perfect gold. It's amazing. Just wanted y'all to see the pretty scenery that I'm seeing right there. You know, like I almost don't even want to talk. I just want, you know, but I'm disappointed the camera's not picking that up better. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold on to you long here. Just wanted you to see the, man, just it's intensely bright. Just amazing to pop out the other side of that storm. I mean, it was raining to the point, I mean, just near zero visibility with the windshield wipers wide open. The sky was just, I mean, almost like nighttime black, and then popped out the other side of the clouds, and the sun was like, hey guys, hope you didn't forget about me. Son, we did not forget about you. And you were putting on an amazing display out in front of me right now. Get out and check out that sunset out there wherever you're at. Well, by the time you see this is long gone. I can't tell you. We're not live. I can't tell you to get out here and see this sunset, but get out and find one. Whatever day it is when you're watching this, find that next sunset. Get out and look at it. It's a really lovely thing to look at sometimes, especially when nature's putting on the kind of show it was for me right there. And now the sun's starting to tuck behind some other clouds there, and the colors are starting to change, and the piece of artwork, the painting, is evolving there right in front of my face. Just beautiful. Yeah. Go get outside. Go look at something pretty. Go find some lush green grass or a beautiful sunset. Go find a lake or a stream or something. Find something. Find the birds, find the squirrels, find something pretty to look at. Take your mind away from this crazy world we're living in right now. It's a crazy world right now, but the actual nature part of it, it still likes to show off its artwork. I'm going to hop back off here. Just wanted to attempt to show you all what I was seeing. I don't think I had much success, especially with the windshield wipers here, but I tried. I did try. Y'all get out and see it. Get out and see some good stuff yourself. I'll be back with y'all here in a bit. Oh, there we are, people. As you can see by the odd lighting and the shadows and everything, it must be very dark. Yeah, it is. I just stopped. It's very early in the morning. We got here. It was a mostly good day. Then we ended up having a tire go out on us on my tractor. Couldn't have been on the trailer, where the company has to pay for it. It had to be on the tractor. And I had to ended up having to do a road service call. Nobody else could get to it to fix it in any sort of a timely manner without waiting 2, 3, 4 hours. And the road service got me fixed up very quickly, very efficiently, very expensively. Man, oh man. Every time I start to get ahead just a little bit, something goes wrong, something goes out. What is wrong with my luck, people? I don't know. And I can't dwell on it, though. Made it here. About to go get a very minimal amount of sleep because the appointment is very early. That's more or less first come, first serve, and I've got other trucks in front of me already from my delays. I'd like to have been in front of the line, but that wasn't to be the case now, was it? Yeah, we're here in Milton, Florida. Tired, ready to go to sleep. Shout out to some music though. I was in punk rock mode today, and dove into some Bad Religion today. I went back and revisited their most recent album from 2019 called The Age of Unreason, and it is just typical Bad Religion, good from start to finish. They're one of the most consistent bands in the whole entire world, especially for a punk rock band. You know what you're going to get with them, and they deliver it every time. I love all their stuff. There's no Bad Religion music that I don't enjoy. I like all of it. Those guys, they're like the thinking man's punk too. They're all like very educated and very intent. Well, the main guys are for sure. The singer particularly, he's like college professor and stuff, and Very intelligent music, very intelligent subject matter and stuff, and just good old classic, good punk rock music. It's a little more mellow on that album compared to some of their earlier stuff, but they were never like, they never really were like the hardcore punk. They were a little more laid back, and it's just a very pleasant thing to my ears. I enjoy all of them, so check out any Bad Religion album in general, but the one I listened to and I'll recommend today was The Age of Unreason, their most recent one from 2019. Well, that's a little bit of musical recommendation. It's about all I've got for now. I'm beat. I'm whooped. I gotta catch a few Z's. I'll reconvene with you all tomorrow morning, and we'll keep on riding along. We'll see how long it takes to get this load off, and then we've got to boogie on up to Evergreen, Alabama, and grab a load for Monday. After we get that load and get a few miles knocked out, we'll have some breathing room and be able to just sit down and think about it for a little bit and rest up. I need it. And I'm gonna go. Y'all have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Be good or be good at it. We'll talk to you again on this next trip. Bye-bye.